All right, everybody. Let me see if I can bring Miss Kia on. Hey, lady.
Hey, how you doing?
I am fantastic. So, oh, you look gorgeous.
Thank you. You too.
So, we're gonna give it like 2 or 3 minutes for everybody to get on.
Okay.
And so, this is our very first open session with Kia. I'm not saying this is the last because it definitely is not. So, what we're going to be talking about, the whole message is September is sexual health awareness, is sex positive September. And so, we're going to be talking about sexuality and being beautiful and basically being over the age of 40 and
43.
48 and being recently divorced and what sex and sexuality looks like at that point in your life. So, Kia, everyone, this is Kia. Kia, say hey.
Hello, hello.
All right. So first and foremost, I've been getting a lot of DMs about you. There's a lot of people that already know you're divorced. So like
Okay.
I tell the collective, that's what I call the people that are part of How You Healing, which is my coaching and consulting business. They're not clients, they're part of the collective. So why don't you tell the rest of the collective a little bit about you?
Well, like she said, I'm Kia. Recently divorced. 19 years married. Divorced about 4 or 5 months. Separated and living single life about 9. Enjoying life. Single, ready to mingle. Just enjoying myself. I mean, I don't want to focus too much on the past. I'm just looking forward to moving forward, embracing this new journey, and just, hey, that's it.
Yes, thank you. So this is how Kia and I met. So most of you who are on follow me and they know who I am. I started off in a therapy clinic and had a little disenchanted with the whole therapy process. So I transitioned from a therapist to a coach. And people ask, like, what's the difference between a therapist and a coach? Well, the focus is the education is a little bit different, even though I am a licensed social worker, master's level social worker. Therapy looks at your past and tries to help you understand and be better for the present. So things that happen in childhood trauma, depression, abuse, those type of things, anxiety that happened in the past, and you're trying to figure out all these things that happen. How can I get up every day and lead on with my life? And why is this happening to me? Why am I in this cycle? That's what therapy helps you to discover who you are, why you are the way you are now. Whereas life coach, that's why I transitioned because I'm retired military. So I'm all about being being a
Oh,
soldier.
look, I'm trying to answer and everything.
Don't have to worry about do your thing. I'm talking.
Okay.
And so coaching differs from therapy, whereas coaching starts from what's happening in your present to help you to get to the goals that you're seeking in the future. So it's more, therapy is reflective. Coaching is more solution focused and strength based. What are your strengths? What do you have that the things that happen to you? Yes, you might need a therapist to help you with that, but okay, what are we trying to do now? Where are we trying to go? Now let's get there. Yes,
Yeah.
I have childhood trauma that might have stopped me from doing a couple of things, but hey, I'm here now and I want to own my own business. How do I get there? Dealing with this trauma. How do I get this over this divorce and move on with my life and find out who I am after that divorce? So that's the difference in therapy. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to be talking about sexual and sensual healing after a divorce. So Kia, basically what we're doing, I call them open sessions because you're basically going to be looking at our sessions that we had. Kia and I met through a friend of hers, working as her therapist. So one of her friends and her daughter, and then started working with Kia's daughter. It's just like a family affair, referral after referral after referral. And they seemed to like and love me. So we proceeded on and they followed me from my therapy office into my coaching aspect of life because that's where Kia was. She was over the divorce part, she was over the depression part, she was over the pain part, and she was ready to move. So that's where I
Move
can
forward.
get.
Yeah.
So you already said you was married for almost 20 years. So basically, you with the same man your entire adult life.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end, when the divorce is coming, you knew it was coming to an end. Sexually, how did you feel? And how did you kind of know that it was coming to an end through just the sexual encounters you were having with your ex?
You know what? I honestly, because of the way it ended, the sex part it wasn't really affected until everything just happened.
Mm.
So I guess to answer your question, to move forward, it was, like I said, it was good until it ended, but it wasn't until after, when I tried to reconnect, that I realized that it wasn't there anymore.
What does that mean? Explain that a little bit more.
So, like, we never had a problem in that department. There was never an issue there. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until like everything happened, because like I went from being married to I want a divorce to single. Well, not single, but separated, all in like a matter of 6 weeks.
Wow.
So it was like December 7th, we getting a divorce. January 18th, I moved out of the state. Mm-hmm. February, I bought a house. And I'm on the market. And then I'm starting to date. So as far as with him, I didn't see a decline because that wasn't an issue. But now, hold on, sorry, me sitting it. So I guess it's just the transition. Like, I just jumped out there. Not to say I'm jumping out there like just giving it out. That ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I think as far as me, because of how I am so open, like sexually, as far as I'm not afraid. The only thing that kind of concerned me is because coming out of a long relationship like that, I was like, am I going to be dateable? Is somebody going to date me? I got 2 kids. I'm starting over, this, that, and the other. But it was the complete opposite. Right. It was totally different. And certain experiences let me know, like, oh, girl, this is kind of fun, you know? It's not going to be as hard as I thought it was going to be, and it's not.
So you have been having that same partner. How were you feeling as far as being sexual and being beautiful during your marriage? And how did that help you have an awakening once you got divorced?
I don't even think it helped me have an awakening. I think being with someone that long, it becomes kind of routine. And I think once I got divorced and got out there and then had my experience, I feel like I was more open, because it's things that I wanted to try and things that I wanted to do, but I wasn't really comfortable. And it's sad to say that, but I wasn't comfortable doing certain things with my ex. And I don't even know if it's that I was uncomfortable. It was just more so like, I just didn't want to.
Was the love gone, or was it like you felt embarrassed about exploring your sexuality and who you are and feeling judged? Because
I think the things that I wanted to do and still want to do and gonna do, you put that out there. I think it might have been too much. So I feel like, in a sense, while we probably were open to those types of things in the relationship, I think for me, like the type of person I am, I'm very open. I'm willing to explore and do things. And I don't know if it's because of some of the things it's kind of like, to me, I'm like, dang, should we be doing that? You know, I don't know. It's just that when it comes to that department, I'm open and I want to do certain things, but I just didn't feel like I could fully let go in the relationship. And it could be all me. I'm not going to say it had anything to do with him. It could have just been myself. And my sis just said something, mental and emotional connection. That's a big part. She's someone that knows a whole lot about my whole relationship. She's seen the ups and downs and everything. And my thing is, when you're not really connected like that, you can't let go. And not to jump ahead, but you know, you don't really feel safe. So there's been times when I've tried things, and when I did it, it's like, it make you feel stupid. And I'm like, okay, I ain't doing that no more. Because you clearly don't. It's either one, you don't like it, or number 2, it's just not from me. You don't want that from me. But then I'm a fast forward to when, baby, when I jumped off the porch and got out there and started, you know, and I ain't saying this with everybody. Let me rephrase that. But it's like, to go from being married to meeting someone and to being active with that person and being free to explore with that person, there is
Right.
something totally different about having a genuine connection
Right.
with somebody. And it doesn't necessarily mean like relationship wise, like, oh, we in love and we want to be together. But sometimes you just gonna have that person where when you get to them and y'all get together, you're gonna get it in and it's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be an explosion. Someone who's
It's every time. Listen, almost had me want to pay some bills. I'm like, wait, you don't do that. Girl, had me, oh, listen. So, you know, and it's just, yeah, it's one of those things. But I think what I'm learning now in this new chapter of my life is like, you know what? We don't really talk about sex like this. Right. Like, we're so sheltered. You don't talk about that. If I say too much, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, you putting too much out there. Oh. It's me. This is me. I'm not going to hold back because I know what I like. I know what I want, and I know when I want it, and I'm going to ask for it.
Exactly. So it's like we have been raised, especially as women, especially as women,
yeah.
And it's not just music. It's about how society in itself it's just a male-driven patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about being able to express who you are and being able to say what you want and feeling safe with that person to ask for those without there being any retribution or it coming back on you. And some men feel this lady way too, that okay, well, if I ask for something new, they're gonna ask, well, why do I like that? And why am I here? And should I have not done that? Or is she gonna look at me different? Or we're gonna get into an argument, they're gonna throw it in your face. But a lot of it has to do with having someone that you feel safe and secure with, someone that you talk to about openly about what you want and what you need before y'all get in the bedroom, so that you can mature. It's part of like the foreplay. It's part of the way that you grow in a relationship. My rule when I've been divorced since 2015. Ain't gonna tell you how many times I'm divorced. I'm little Miss Elizabeth Taylor, like my mom like to call me. But if I get them, I'm gonna marry them.
That's all right. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
If they had me, they gonna wear them and marry me. So that's so and when I'm done, I'm done. So
you're done. Exactly.
So when it comes to that, and it comes to that whole aspect of it, I'm one of those people that is like, okay, I know my boundaries. We're gonna be safe. I'm gonna tell you right now, we can do whatever you want as long as it's just me and you. If you ain't bring anybody else inside of this relationship, you talk to me about it. I'm not gonna tell you no. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna enjoy each other, and this is how it's gonna be. And we're gonna talk about it. That's what the sexual healing is. So when you're being healed, you find yourself healing and it helping you go through your divorce and get over your divorce sexually. Now, how does that manifest?
I think because like the first experience after him, it was just that good to where it just made me not even miss what I had, being completely honest. Right. It was so amazing. Like I don't want to say too much. It was, you know, when we just talking, like, let me tell you, it was amazing. And so it was to the point, and like, you know how they say sometimes the best way to get over one is to get under another one.
Right.
I got over, on top, beside, everything, baby. It was, listen. It was amazing, but it was so different, and so just to connect and bond with somebody like that.
Right.
It just made me realize, and I know it's more than just sex, but it was like
a healing of your body. It was like
it was like, okay, the past that, I don't even want that no more.
Feeling not connected to that person and feeling
and then I think too, because I didn't like when you go into it and it's a new person, it's like I'm a explore. I'm gonna explore, and it's gonna be what it is. Because sometimes you just got that one person. When you want them, you want them.
Right.
He know who he is. When you want him, you want him. If I'm gay, so that's just what. And it's so natural.
Right.
It's so natural, and it's like that when you know there's nothing you won't do with them, for them. That's when you know it's real. So that helped me. It helped me a lot. And then too, being able to have like a friendship and to be able to talk and not to be
feeling judged.
Don't feel judged. Like you can just be open, because I am open to a whole lot. And again, I do feel like the other situation was open to it, but it was just to a certain thing. And then I also think that when you're in a relationship, and like my sis touched on, the mental connection and the emotional connection, when certain things have taken place and you really don't fully recover from it, like I can't put everything on him.
Right.
Because I do know that in some instances, like I held on to some things that we should have probably moved past, and he probably thought we did, but I didn't.
Right.
And it wasn't bad, but I do know that when it comes to me, I know there was a lot more to it that I could bring to the table sexually, because I know what I want to do. And then at the end, you know, we kind of was talking about exploring different things. But here's the thing. That's why everything was such a surprise, because I didn't know we was in the space that we was in until we was in it. You see what I'm saying?
As far as
but then in his defense, when it happened, I was like, bet, I'm out. Because like you said, 23, say less, bruh. I'm gone. You ain't got to tell me but one time. My daddy said, don't let a man tell you he don't want you but once.
Right.
Whether you meant it or not, damn it, you said it, I'm gone. And I'm over here having the best time of my life. And it is what it is.
Right.
So, I mean, just sexually, I think looking at it now, I feel more comfortable in my body. I feel more secure.
Why does it you feel uncomfortable? You mind telling the story about the lingerie?
Oh, so there was one time I call myself getting all sexy and stuff. And he was just looking like,
this is the ex-husband.
The ex. And I'm looking like, okay, well, won't do this shit again.
So he didn't,
because clearly you don't like what you're seeing. And right. He was like, well, I did like it, but I just didn't, there was no reaction. But then fast forward to now, lingerie, I'm just in the house in lingerie just because. And depending on who you are, I'm going to send a picture. Hey, look at it.
See what you working with.
Come on through. When can you get
here? And let them see what you working with in your outfits. Go ahead, stand on up.
Oh, you want to see my little outfit? My little Fashion Nova get up, child. Hold on, let me see if I don't know if you're going to be able to see it.
It don't matter how much it costs. It don't matter where it comes from.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know if you can see. Hold on, let me see if I could. Shit, I'm about to tear the damn thing up. I don't know if you can see my little.
He didn't
walk on out.
He didn't want to see none of that.
You can't see it.
We can see it, but he didn't want to see none of that in lingerie.
I mean, I don't want to say that he didn't want to see it, but I just think it was one of those things. I don't know. We was just in a place where, child, oh, she fine right now. Let me tell you something. Baby, I done got fine on them. I'm in these streets on them. You hear me? They ain't ready. They are not ready. But, you know, and again, I don't want to make it seem like I just think it was just his thing, but I just think, you know what, in his defense, I just think sometimes your season is up. Right. I think I served my purpose in that relationship, and I was on to the next.
Right.
And I moved on, and you said this in one of the sessions, you can move on when you know you did everything you could, and you did what you thought was right in that relationship. That's so right. My thing is, that's what I did.
You should, when people say, oh, you've moved on so fast, and how can
that part,
listen,
I don't think there's no such thing. I moved on when I was ready, because like you said before, you can't sit in it. My thing is, am I going to sit in this and be depressed, like, oh, why he didn't want me, this, that, or other? Or am I going to be like, okay, this is where I'm at in my life now, and it's time to move on? How am I going to meet somebody and I'm still dwelling on the past?
Right.
It's too much out here. And I'm realizing that now. When I thought, I'm like, who going to want to date me? Child.
And you sitting in there and you thinking like, okay, what do I have to give? Why am I upset? Why am I going to be sad in a relationship where I can look myself in the mirror and say, I dedicated myself, I was faithful, I did everything I was supposed to do in this relationship, I was right. And why be sad? Why? Yeah. Regrets when you're upset and sad and you just like sitting in it a lot, it's because you have some regrets. You know, you did something wrong. What's the first thing we talk about? Forgiving yourself.
There you go. Yep. And I forgave myself, and I was
first. Then forgive him, because he may never apologize. Forgive
there him. You go. Look, my girlfriend said it. She said if he asked you to leave fast, you leave faster. Right. 6 weeks. Listen, between December 7th to January 18th in a whole nother state, in a whole nother time zone. Say less.
Right. So
Pack it up. We gotta go. But you know what? And the thing is, he's in the same way I feel. I'm sure he has his feelings, and he's great, and he's gonna be great for somebody else. Because I'm gonna be great for for somebody else as well. But I think just to get back on the topic, because I like to talk about sex and stuff. It's
the things, if you don't mind mentioning, that you have discovered that brings you more joy now that you are not feeling repressed.
Ooh.
For me,
you know what? I think it
toys and me being able to love myself a whole lot better and learning how to do that without a man. It took a while, but after the divorce, toys and playing, and then porn.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you my thing with toys. Is toys for me. It's okay, but the thing for me is I need the man afterwards. So for me, it's like I'm gonna just sit it to the side and just wait till I can get the full deal. Like I'm really exploring, and I don't even want to say I'm trying new stuff. This is stuff that's always been in me. I just think over the years it died down.
Right.
Because I've always been in tune with my body and what I want and how I want it, and I'm very vocal. But what I'm finding now is I'm way more vocal. I'm way more vocal now. I'm gonna tell you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it.
Right, and you're getting it. You're getting it.
Yeah. And if you can't follow the instructions, I'm gonna go ahead and take over. And then I'm gonna let you tap back in when you feel you ready to follow the instructions that I have given you, because they're gonna benefit both of us. Let's just be honest. It's gonna benefit both of us. So it's just it's
So afraid, being over 40 and being divorced and not being out there, being with the same man, women, we feel a certain way, like, okay, well, I really don't even know how to love someone else. And then you try to get with the next person and you're doing what you did with the ex because that's what you know. And that's what
I find that I'm doing more.
Find yourself, rediscover who you are. Try and explore. Don't tell yourself no. Don't tell yourself no. But open. And if you already know what your boundaries are, like my boundaries are, I love all people, but I don't do women. I don't do groups.
Yeah.
Be good. If it's me and you want to put me on the ceiling upside down on my toe and hold on.
We can do all of that.
I'm 48. Let me stretch. But we
Let me get it together first. No, you're right.
Let me limber up and take a soak. But we're gonna do what you ask.
Yeah.
As long but that's about understanding and discovering your sexuality and then putting your boundaries out there ahead of time and being self to say, this is what I'm going to do. This is who I am. I'm going to explore that. Because some people don't know. I don't know if I like women or not. Have you tried a woman? Okay. I don't know. No. Do you like poly? I don't know. I've never had that in me. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just you explore and be happy and be okay with what you want and how you want it. And being okay with asking for it. Because there's men out there who love us. Love us.
I got a question from somebody that says, do you think you held back because your ex wasn't prepared for the things you wanted to try? No, I think I held back because of I was holding on to things that had happened in the past, and I couldn't let go. And into I wasn't fully comfortable, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like you gotta have a connection with somebody to be open and willing to do any and everything, and you know that. So I think with that person, it was just with him. It was just I just held back because I just didn't want to do that with him. And it was because I had some resentment, and there was still some anger and some unresolved issues within myself. And I realized later that I was just moving on and getting along to get along. Right. So I do think that's the reason why.
Yes. I also think that when it comes to the same things, when it's asking for a certain partner, it's about how they approach you and the relationship you have with them, that you feel safe. So it's kind of like men and women. For us as women, a guy wants to explore and he decides he slip his hand and near your butthole and you now. You like men now. No, I like women and women's asses. That don't make me gay. That don't make me gay. But then when he explores that and wants to explore, he's not going to ever do that again because you just checked his sexuality and his man right at the door.
Yeah.
Got to explore something different. And then the same for when we as women want to try certain things with a man. And it's like sometimes we like even oral sex. If you give head too good, if I give it too good, I got to really do this, but I'm going to give it too good because he think I'm at home doing it for everybody. No, you have to feel safe to know that I've learned how to please a guy because I know he's taking time. And I know when I do this thing with the tongue and then I'm going to go plop, 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 he going to fizz. And that's going to be it. And we're going to be done. And not feel like he's going to throw that back at you when it's a time when you're arguing. So
that's a good question. Look at that question from Shima.
Okay, which one is Shima? What is it? Can you
she said, do you think at some point you were no longer sexually attracted to your ex based on the things you held on to for a while? I went through that phase too. And again, it goes back to that resentment. It was like certain things, like I felt like, I'm not doing that. But then overall, and these things didn't happen often because we had a good sex life. But then I know for me and what I like to do, it could have been really, really great. I know I held back. So, yeah, I do think I went through phases. I went through ups and downs with that. There were some times when I felt that way. And then you have your good periods where you just loving each other up. But yeah, I did go through that quite a few times in the relationship. And it wasn't fair to him because I should have been kind of somewhat more vocal. But I remember when we first started this process, I said, I think this was bound to happen. But the thing is, had it not went down the way it did, because of who I am, I would have tried to stay and work it out.
Right.
Because I was committed. But it was like once the door was open, I was up out of there.
And haven't looked back and living.
Ain't looked back.
So from this point, Kia has not only expressed and grown sexually, she's also got her own house, she's in the DMV. People were asking, she's in the DMV area. From being a military high-ranking NCO's wife, where she pretty much was a part of who he was and had to conform to rank and what the military said a high-ranking NCO's wife is supposed to be and what she's supposed to look like and what she's supposed to being able to identify as her own person, life, doing her own things on her own. So this is big growth for her. Being part of that growth is finding out what she likes and who she is sexually and in her body and in what other men look like. I mean, seriously, she's had the same guy for 20 years. There's so many different flavors.
It is. Yeah. And you know what? It wasn't
everything.
Some people it's hard for them. I honestly feel like this process, now I went through like them first 6 weeks or so, and I had my ups and downs based on anger. But I think emotionally and stuff, as far as like, I want this marriage and blah, 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 I'm going to have to be honest. I was looking forward to this new chapter.
Right.
I'm just being completely honest. And then to go out there and then also, like to get back to like, I don't want to give dates, but let's just say divorce was final. And my first encounter was all on me. I saw what I wanted. I said I wanted, and I got it. And I was like, this works. This definitely works. And so it's like I'm taking charge. It's like I know what I want, and if I want it, and come on, let's and the thing is to still around. However, but it's just I was so comfortable in just getting out there. And when I say getting out there, it's not like just going to be with any and everybody.
Right.
No. But it's just going out there and just seeing, because I'm going to have to jump out there at some point anyway.
Right.
And that wasn't the reason behind it. I just really felt drawn like, okay.
And we can talk also about the whole, that concept too, that you found somebody that you are compatible with sexually. That does not necessarily mean that that's the next husband or the next boo or the next boyfriend.
She ain't looking for no husband.
Relationship does not make. And we as women don't know how to kind of separate that from, this is a sexual connection that we have, and this, that we kind of bind them together, because that's what biblically they say, and that's what we're supposed to do. You date with, sometimes you need to date without intention.
I'm dating without intention. I'm not trying to be nobody's wife right now. Listen, like you told me, I lived my entire adult life, mom and wife.
Mm-hmm.
The mom part is forever. Now I'm single and focusing on me. If I like it and I love it, I'm going to do it. And if I don't, you got to go.
Right.
And that's it. And it took me a while. And what I will say is I have such a strong support system that it's amazing. And when I would question certain things, like I remember my first encounter and I went to my friend and she knew. And I told her, she came in the room and I was like, I got something to tell you. And she was like, I'm so happy. But when that first time, it really like took me over. And it just, for one, it was just.
It was good. It put it on.
When I tell you, like, listen, I ain't never, in all my years of using this thing I got, I ain't never. I was like, this what y'all doing out here? It was, yeah. It was that amazing. And it just opened my eyes to a whole, and then to just be comfortable and to be willing and to crave it and to want it. This is fun.
Right.
And again, I ain't out there just giving it out, but baby, let me tell you, one that I gave it to, he knew what to do with it. Hey, be on the phone. Hey, what you doing?
Sexual how?
Yeah.
Don't feel like that you can't go out and find a sexual partner. Like you can't find one that you can connect with without thinking that, oh, let me make sure he's reading and making all these checks and boxes that I have for my next husband, my next boyfriend, my next mate. What's my mama gonna think? Who's going? You don't. If you've been in a relationship and been married for so long, you don't know what you like. You know what he likes.
Yeah.
He knows. You know what he likes for you to do.
You
know who you are. You can identify with yourself sexually. So go in, you date different people. That's not saying everybody, but if you want to, hell, that's you.
It's me and it's what I want to do. Exactly.
Or a problem is if you having too much sex, you can't work. You popping out all kind of babies, all that other craziness. But if
that factory is closed, ain't no more babies coming up. No, that's
me either. Say casual sex with someone and that's what you want, and you are honest with that person. So I'm not, this is what I'm doing. Then do you and find out. Most of the time we don't know until we run up on something like Kia ran up on. And it's like, oh Lord, this is what this is like. Yes.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, he had me questioning. Like, I don't want. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I mean, this new chapter, I'm enjoying it. And the thing is, I don't want to, like right now, my focus is I'm not trying to be married. I'm not trying to be booed up with nobody. I'm living my best life. I take care of myself. I pay my own bills. I don't need anybody for anything. But if I want something for you, you need to be able to give it.
Right.
Because it's like at this point, I'm just enjoying myself. Like it is what it is. Call it what you want to call it. Listen, you're not finna just be getting all of this and thinking you're just going to be popping up and popping out. That's not how this go. This is not how this go. Right. And if that's an issue for you, then bye. It's okay.
Right.
It's okay because listen, they checking for me.
Right.
I'm looking through. I'm scanning. I'm checking to see, okay, who got what and who willing. Okay.
I know.
There's not a shortage. And that's what I was like, dang, like this is going to be hard. And I find too now, like I'm unapologetically me. I'm not dumbing myself down. I'm goofy as hell. I like to laugh. I like to just have fun. If that's an issue for you,
move on.
Then so be it. I don't care. I want to have fun. This part of my life is about having fun, exploring a whole lot of just different things, whether it be just sexually, anything. It does not matter. If I'm comfortable with doing it, then that's what I'm going to do. And then I no longer worry about, and I think this came from being a military spouse. You have to really watch how you move, especially being married to someone, like you said, that was with that rank. Everybody's paying attention to you. Now I don't give a damn.
Right.
I don't care. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. Last night I had on shorts with thigh-high boots, and I wouldn't have did that before. But now I'm just enjoying me, living my life, loving who I am,
Absolutely.
Just moving forward. And it's like I take a lot of what you said. Like it's so I'm telling you, she's the truth, people.
Thank
You're
you.
gonna get your life together. Go on and figure out how you're healing. Go on and figure out how you're healing.
Right. That's
because she's really helpful. And like I said, my support system, my circle, everybody is so supportive. Everybody wants me to do great. And I think it's also because a lot of people, they know. They knew who I was in the relationship, outside of it. And I've had so many people tell me now, like, girl, you glow different. You're a different person now. I'm out here enjoying myself. And, you know, I'm trying to be real reserved because I really want to get into this, you know.
That's different. This is just the intro.
This is an intro because, you know, I really want to talk about it and get into it. We got to do some story time and some this and some that. But for the most part, just thank you. Shaky, thank you for referring me to her. Yes, because she told me, and it's like me and my baby, like, we adore you. I tell Paige, like, I'm like, can you talk to Paige about this? Because I know you're going to guide her right. My baby is getting such great guidance from you.
Thank you.
You know, and then, you know, just trying to be an example. And, you know, I watch how I move because, you know, the topic sexual healing after a divorce. People are like, oh, my God, what you going to talk about? Say something.
This is the intro, people. This is just the intro.
This is just the intro. We ain't even scratched the surface because I really want to get into this thing about
what you can do and how you can do it and how you can heal
and how I do it. How I do it.
It's not just for the divorced women. Hey, if you feel
it's just for anybody. Embrace yourself.
Tips to keep that thing and that fire burning. So
yeah. It's just something about really knowing what you want and just being free. Because Lord have mercy. If you only knew.
Shaky, thank you. Hold on. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
The story time gonna be.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the compliments. Yes. I try to do my best. I'm very open. I'm very honest. I'm gonna be who I am. And that's why I kind of transitioned from therapy on to coaching because I'm one of those alpha females. I'm strong. I'm about getting what I need and what I want. I'm very happy about my strengths and how I can use my strengths to get to the future. I know there's a lot of things that's happened. There's a lot of things. Hey, I've been a horrible mother. I've been a great mother. I've been a horrible lover. I've been a great lover. Horrible daughter. I've been it's just life, and we go through ups and downs. And so as you do that, you take those, okay, how am I going to keep looking back on what I've done and using that as an excuse to not proceed in life? Add some shortfalls, but what are my strengths? What am I good at?
Yeah.
Good at, and how am I going to get what I'm good at and make me a better person? Where do I want to be? Because you can't go talk about it. It's not going to change. Not one thing that happened in the past.
Yeah, it's not. So and I will say this too. You got to be careful too, because like the first experience, especially when you're coming out of something like that, even though mine was mind blowing, and it was all that I say it is. You got to be careful because I remember like the rebound, because it's new. So you be feeling like, now granted, it was good. It was amazing. Like I really want to touch it in there. You see, I keep going back to that. I want to really get into that thing, but. Just, you know, when you get out there, keep it open. Because that first one can blow your mind and then you realize it ain't really that good, even though he was.
Like Eddie Murphy said, when you have saltines, you a hungry man, get something. Oh, this is the best cracker in the world.
The best cracker in the world. Until you get a Ritz cracker. And then you add stuff to it. No. So, you start adding stuff to it. Yeah, but I just, this is just one of many sessions.
Ritz come in a sandwich?
Yeah. Listen, it gets better and better.
Don't stop at the first one.
Don't stop at the first.
Know what's out there, and that's and get to know who you are and explore.
And I've gotten to know me,
girl. They got
and I'm still learning.
They got the town. They got Oreo cookies, and Oreos come in different flavors, all types of stuff, girl.
It's all kind of stuff. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Well, we've already been going for 40 minutes. We said we're gonna
really?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
man.
It's almost
Well,
40.
thank you for this is the first of many.
The first of many. And we're going to talk less about the past and more about what we're doing now and how we're going to continue to grow sexually as women, as older Black women, because it's very different. We ain't got mega knees no more.
Oh, mine coming back. Mine coming back. What I'm learning is, girl, them townhouse crackers. They the truth, ain't it? Don't mess around and get the ones with that good that butter flavor to them. Them good rich ones. Oh, my knees is you know, the mega knees is coming back, child. These knees is working. I'm out here giving these young girls a run for their money.
I can't. They did 26 years in the Army. These airborne knees, dropping these knees out of the air. I wasn't dropping it like it was hot. They was dropping me like I was hot. So
child, these knees is working. These legs is working. I didn't know they could do. Oh, pop it. Oh, come on. And one time for this body, I see you.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
One time for the body. One time. And look at me going to tell anybody watching or in the inboxes of my life coach. She is single.
Absolutely.
Go on over to my inbox and drop your information.
You know, I got it all over my page. So you know,
I travel. I like Sky Miles. I like dinners and dates and stuff. You know what I'm saying? She's available.
Absolutely. So I want to thank the collective, you guys that all came by. Lady Ramona, Demanding 2, Sexy C, Limited Edition Shima, E Gun. That's my mama. My mama on here, y'all.
Hey, mama. I love your daughter, mama. She got my life together. She's getting it together.
Miss Tayance. Hey.
That's my girl here in DC. I love her. Me and her been, you know, I've been going out with her and she is amazing. We have a good time together.
Hey.
Now my sis is Lady Ramona. That's the one. She my little sis, but she thinks she the oldest. She thinks she you know, but she keeps me together. She keeps me grounded. She holds me and she keeps me accountable.
Hey, Mr. Got a dude in here. Hey, Mr.
E-Gun 203.
Mr. I'm so wrapped up. Do you think you held back because your ex wasn't prepared for the
Oh, Mr. I'm so
hey, wrapped up.
I love him. That's my, let me tell you, that's my friend.
Hey, friend.
I love him, but he's a special friend. I love him.
Girl, you gotta, when you say special, you gotta be specific because we can be special like the forces.
No, we special like we go back. But that's, let me tell you something. That's one person, like we respected the boundaries when it came to me being married and, you know, but he's that person that if I need him, I know I can count on him. And likewise, like when I say I love him, when I tell you I love him, I love him.
All right, so
that's my guy.
Get this one wrong. I think it's K-N Idina.
That's my best friend. We've been best friends. That's my sister. We've been since 5 and 6 years old.
Hey, best friend. Brown face. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Lakima.
And D Dominator 12. Oh, that's another guy. Hey, sir. Shantae X. Hey. Thank you for guys. Legit Beauty. Thank you for coming through.
That's my niece.
Anybody? I don't want to miss anybody. Thank you, guys. We're going to do this again.
Hey, Mercedes.
Oh, wait a minute. DVSMS. It's another guy.
Oh,
over there hiding.
I know who he is. He's we went to school together. Hey, David.
Hey,
you know, I'm huh?
Roland's on here.
Who?
Roland. You might not know Roland. Roland. Hold on. Roland.
Oh, Dominic. That's my sister-in-law.
Okay, hey.
You know, she still, I don't say ex-sister-in-law. That's my sister-in-law. Because you know what? We, yeah, like, even being, she was very supportive through this whole process. She was amazing, too. I love you, Camille.
And then we have Ayo Crystal. Thank you.
That's my bonus baby. That's my bonus daughter. Hey, sister Tamika.
The real Miss Scott. Thank you all. Thank everyone.
Oh, I think that's Miss Scott. I think that's either Brooke or Erica. One out of the two.
KJ Fleming 40. Miranda Fit, thank you, guys. This is the first of many. We're going to have some closed session 2 where we're going to talk more about being intimate and sexual attraction and things that we like to do. And we're going to talk about some of the transitions that we have when we get into our 40s and coming into our sexual own and being able to explore. So we'll have open sessions. These are free coaching sessions that I have for my followers. So you guys can ask questions and I'll bring guests in. This is the first of many. We're going to be talking about professions. We're going to be talking about military transition. I'm not just this life coach for just that life, but it's about what I do for your profession, for your career goals, for your children's transition from high school to college and college to life. I'm there. So if you need anything, you want to hit me up, send me a message. Thank you guys for being part of the collective. I look forward to getting to know you guys a little bit more too. Thank you, Kia. Bye, everybody.
Bye.